Hi everyone, and you're welcome to the channel. This is Diana Olasinde. So Bitcoin is actually still on a bearish momentum, and I'm giving out this warning because we just actually managed to break below this neckline coming from some days back. It served as support for it at this point. When we formed the inverted head and shoulder triangle, it actually formed as support for it, pushed it upward. When price dropped back to it, it pushed it upward. And you can see we had a huge time closing below this neckline zone. And right now we have actually successfully closed below it. Okay, we wicked down to this point, but got supported and pushed back up. We're hoping we're going to see an inverted head and shoulder form, but that didn't happen. The bear still took control. And in my last video, I did mention that over $110 million was actually sent out of Bitcoin. So it's quite normal to expect some dump in price. And because of that, I didn't take any long positions on Bitcoin. But right now, we have actually closed below this neckline zone, and I'll be expecting it to flip into resistance because right now we actually saw a retest into the neckline zone, almost very perfect touch there, and we got a rejection. Okay, so this is actually beginning to look like resistance, and what is most likely going to happen is we are going to get pushed down to this point. Now, one of two things can happen. We are actually on the monthly support zone. If you see this dark red line between here and here, it's actually coming from the monthly time frame, and we are still in that zone. Okay, so hopefully we can actually get support from here and push back up. But as it is, I really doubt if that is going to happen because, like I said in my previous video, we are actually creating a rounding top on the Bitcoin time frame, and it's clearer on the daily time frame. So I'm still going to drop to the daily time frame, but right now it is not looking good for Bitcoin at all. At all. In fact, if I were you, if I were in any long positions right now, I would most likely exit until I see a reversal confirmation, which is yet to happen on on the 4-hour time frame. So hopefully we do not push above this. I will be entering into a short position if we close below this zone, and I would be entering on the retest to short that position to about $49,000. We can actually get to $52,000. We can wick to $49,000 as well. But the target for this is actually at about 49,900 or 49,000, $50,000 thereabout. So let's look at it on the daily time frame so that you can see more what I'm talking about. For those who missed my previous video, I want to show you the fact that Bitcoin is actually creating a rounding top, and it is not actually encouraging in any way at all. So I just want to tell you guys to be very careful with your trades. If I'm to pick this from here to here and draw it upward, you would actually see that we have created that rounding top, and it's actually a very, very bearish bias. Okay, you can see that we are in that particular zone, and if we're even to pick targets off of this, from this rounding top as well, it's actually also going to take our targets to this same place. You can see it's exactly the same thing. We use the inverse head and shoulder pattern to get this particular line here. If you've been watching my videos, you would have seen when we got this target. And this is also giving us the same target at about $48,775. So guys, let's even say that it gets supported by this zone here, which serves as support for it. That is still going to mean that Bitcoin is going to drop to about $50,780. This is a very likely scenario playing out now. If I were you, I would be out of any long positions right now till I see a close above this neckline, or we close above this particular resistance right now, which is at about $63,191. If I'm able to close above that, I'll be happy to enter into the long position. But right now, it is very discouraging. So that is it for Bitcoin. Let us check the Ethereum time frame and see what we're going to see in the Ethereum time frame. We're on the 4-hour time frame for Ethereum. And in our last video, we said that we're open. We're going to see a return to this neckline and then get more bullish momentum from there. I did not enter into a long trade still because I was being very cautious. I wanted to trade conservatively and enter upon a close above this neckline. And I'm happy I made that decision because look, if I didn't make that decision, I probably would be in a loss right now. Okay, so but if you look at this, if you look at the Ethereum price chart, you would see that we are also still in that bearish trend. We are still in that bearish trend, and we are still in this zone around here, trying to, either close below this or make it serve as support. So Ethereum is pretty, I mean, nothing so interesting happening in the Ethereum time frame right now. I want to move to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, the warning becomes much more clearer, guys. Now, let me just zoom in here so that it becomes very clear to you. This is the daily time frame of Ethereum. And as you can see, we had a neckline at this point. We closed below this neckline at this point. We retested the neckline at this point. This is the neckline here. Let me try to change the color of this particular one so it becomes easier for you to understand. I want to change it to probably a red color thereabouts. Okay, so that is the neckline of this inverse head shoulder pattern that we had here, right? Now, we actually closed below this zone. We got a retest into the neckline zone and we got the rejection. We got rejected from it, guys, which is actually very, very worrisome. And the target for that, let us take the target for that again for a short position. We actually closed below this neckline zone. So that's going to take our target to this point, okay, which is exactly the same thing as what we have here. All right, now our profit target for this short position would be at $2,381. Okay, and the present price is at 2,983 thereabouts. The take profit target would be at $2,381. And this is something that is actually very, very worrisome. We are actually most likely going to close below this monthly resistance zone because, I mean, we have created a very bearish pattern in this, and it's actually playing out on the daily time frame. So, but I am personally going to be waiting. I'm personally going to be waiting until we close below this monthly resistance before I enter into a short position. The reason is because this is also beginning to look like a reversal bullish pattern. So I do not want to take any risk right now. Otherwise, I can as well use a very low leverage and enter at the present price and then set my stop loss at this point. That way, hopefully I don't get freaked out, but I wouldn't want to take that risk. I would love to see a nice close below the monthly time frame and then short my position at the retest of that for a better reward to risk ratio. So that's it from me on the Bitcoin and Ethereum time frame. If I were you, I wouldn't be entering into any long positions right now because it is not looking good at all. So that is it for Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. No long positions for me. Thanks. Take care. And that's it from me today. Bye.